I just dropped $1,000 on a plot of land in a brand new metaverse. Guys, I know that might sound wild, but with partners like Atari, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Binance, and yes, even Avenged Sevenfold, it's looking like this platform might have a lot of promise. So stick around while I talk about my recent land purchase in the Sandbox, as well as give you guys an overview of what I think might be one of the most revolutionary social and gaming experiences to be released in quite some time. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Bull Combo. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And yes, today we're going to be talking about how I just spent $1,000 buying land in a brand new metaverse. But guys, trust me, this is pretty impressive, so you're going to want to stick around. But first off, guys, before we get started, if you like blockchain content or virtual land or metaverse style discussions, make sure to like this video and consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell to get notified. I post a lot of content like that, and if that's something you're interested in, might be cool for you guys to hang out and check it out. Now, you guys might recall I did a video a few months back talking about virtual land in general. And one of the things I did in that video was highlight some of the players and various platforms that are starting to emerge as heavyweights inside of the virtual land space. Some of the platforms I talked about included Facebook Horizon, Decentraland, as well as the Sandbox. The Sandbox not only made the cut for the video, but it also caught my eye as a platform of particularly strong potential. The concept seemed extremely solid, and the platform not only seemed to be well planned, but already fully developed. So after keeping an eye on the space and paying attention to recent updates and news, I decided to take the plunge and buy land, not only as a personal investment for myself, but also as an experience that I could share with my community. Like I mentioned, I paid $1,000 for this land. I know that's a pretty expensive entry fee to a platform, so I know not all users are going to be able to do that. Not all people are going to be able to jump into that. So I thought I could do that as a way of sharing my experience with the users that aren't able to do that, and they can get an idea of what the platform is like, what it entails, and what they can expect when the multiplayer version of the platform is released in the very near future. So right now you might be saying to yourself, okay man, that's cool, but what's the Sandbox and why the hell should I even care about it? Well, let's take a look, guys. The Sandbox is a community-driven metaverse platform where creators can design worlds, voxel assets, games, and experiences, all monetizable and on the blockchain. Not only does this sound overly ambitious, but it also sounds eerily familiar to a lot of the other platforms currently inside the virtual land and metaverse space. What sets the Sandbox apart is the fact that they've achieved this goal and brought their vision to life in an extremely impressive manner, with a robust user experience, creation tools, marketplace, and partnerships that seem to reinforce a very strong long-term vision, all while incorporating their proprietary cryptocurrency called Sand Token. All right, guys, now before we jump into this, it's important to understand that the Sandbox has two sides to it. There's the creator side and there's the playable side, or the player side. Now, the creator side is what I'm going to be focusing on, and that is the land ownership aspect, the game building and world experience aspect, and the asset creation aspect. So the playable side, the multiplayer side, where you can just jump in and play these lands, is going to be releasing in the very near future, possibly as early as later this year. But for all intents and purposes, we're talking about land ownership here, guys. There's basically three components to the creator side, but the main driver is basically lands, and it's where the experiences occur, where voxel assets are used and accessed, and where you're going to be making your games. The Sandbox map is made up of 166,464 lands, but only 123,000 of those are going to be sold across 5 different land sales, with 23% being reserved for the Sandbox organization itself, and the rest remaining as reserved land for future plans, partnerships, etc. So the overall number of lands is very scarce, very limited. Lands are represented by a single square on the Sandbox map. Larger properties are called estates. Several large brand partners have estates within the Sandbox, indicating that they have some pretty large plans for their lands long term. So you basically have 2 different ways you can acquire lands for the Sandbox. So you can do it via a public land sale, or via the OpenSea marketplace. So I specifically bought my land on the OpenSea marketplace because there wasn't any land sales going at the time that I decided to buy my land. So the lowest asking price currently is around 0.4 ETH, or just about $1,000. And estates are much more expensive, as they're obviously much larger properties. So this might seem expensive, guys, but when you combine the fact that the platform is of incredibly high quality, it has a huge amount of potential, and then you take into account the fact that these lands are so scarce, 1K doesn't quite seem as ridiculous as it initially did, especially with all of the potential and clearly all of the fleshed out ideas that this team had before going into this project. So let's talk the game maker. Once you own a land, you get access to the game maker, and this is where the Sandbox really starts to shine, guys. So the Game Maker is an intuitive but highly capable game builder tool. So it's built on the Unity engine, which really shouldn't come as a surprise since there's a lot of other platforms and projects right now that plan on utilizing Unity as the backbone of their architecture. It's just interesting to see it on full display and see it come to fruition here in its entirety. So the Sandbox Engine is capable of simple or deeply complex game interactions, character behavior, world design, and overall integration. From lush landscapes to elaborate interiors. In many cases, you're limited only by your creativity. Want to build a theme park? Go for it. Just be prepared to compete with Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I'm sure they know a thing or two about virtual theme park rides. How about a nice private island for you and your friends just to chill? 100% on the table. Maybe you want to create an RPG game or a racing game. Maybe you want to place a billboard to advertise on your land. Or maybe you want to rent it out to someone to advertise their product or brand. Did someone say NFT museum? Create a frame that can display any NFT currently on the OpenSea platform, whether you own it or not. Want to create a museum showcasing every Pokemon NFT? You can absolutely do it, all with no coding experience. Granted, it might take a bit of practice to understand the general flow of games and those actual experiences. Nevertheless, the tools are there at your fingertips. So the Game Maker has already gone through some graphical updates and improvements, and because it's built on Unity and built in an upgradable way, they're going to be able to continue providing graphical enhancements. So as time goes on, this platform's only going to become more impressive from a graphical and from a performance perspective. So not only does the Game Maker come with a pretty impressive default library of assets, but you can also create your own assets or purchase them off the marketplace for inclusion in your land or world. Vox Edit. Every asset in the Sandbox is an NFT, which is actually really cool, and every asset was created using Vox Edit. This is the tool that the Sandbox team created to allow artists and creators to bring their assets to life. Objects, animals, characters, even animations. If it exists as something, you can probably make some version of it as a voxel asset. From here, you can use these voxel assets to place in your own world or experience, or you can apply to be a creative partner that can sell their assets on the Sandbox marketplace. As you guys can see, the Sandbox is an incredibly well laid out platform, and I think it's going to be hugely popular as a revolutionary metaverse that hosts immersive gaming and social experiences. A recent dev stream mentioned their intent to bring this to mobile, which makes me think that this is going to be available for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile once fully available. Guys, that's huge because obviously integrating into all existing gaming platforms is a big deal and required if you want something to be successful. Look at Minecraft, Roblox, etc. Any of those platforms were successful because of their integration. So obviously setting yourself up to be integrated like that is key to long-term success, and it's clear that they understand that. So guys, 1K is a really steep entry-level price, and I get that. So obviously, don't let this video be the reason why you make this decision. At the end of the day, while this is still a gaming platform, and I'm a gamer, which is why I did this to begin with, it's still an investment, and that means that there's still money on the line. So by all means, do your own research into this platform. If you decide that it's something you're interested in and you really want to take the plunge and get into creating your world, I did include a sign-up code down below. You can use that to sign up. And in full transparency, guys, it's a referral link. So if you use that and you sign up and buy land, I will, of course, get a portion of that land purchase. But it's a way of supporting the channel if you want to do it. Obviously, you'd be spending the same amount either way. If you don't want to, I really don't care. That's totally fine. The premise of this video is mostly to share this experience with you guys because I don't think that a lot of people know about the Sandbox, especially people that aren't familiar with metaverses and virtual land as a whole. As this platform progresses, guys, my main goal is to share this experience with you guys, especially those of you that can't afford to buy into this platform right now, but want to understand what this experience is going to be like. So I plan on bringing you guys a lot of content related to this. I still plan on covering my existing content, so guys, don't worry about that. E2 content will remain, everything else will remain, but I will also be bringing stuff to you related to the Sandbox, and I may even do some live streams where I build assets live with you guys and work on my game and social experience in my land live with you guys. So if that's something you'd be interested in, let me know down below in the comments. Also, let me know what you guys think of the Sandbox platform. Do you think this platform has potential? I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this. Other than that, guys, I really want to thank you for checking out this video. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And until next time, we'll see you soon.